The film opens with a prologue that explains the curse placed on the prince. He once lived in a grand, opulent castle and was a selfish, arrogant man. One night, an enchantress disguised as an old beggar woman arrives at his castle and offers him a rose in exchange for shelter from the cold. Disgusted by her appearance, the prince cruelly rejects her. The enchantress reveals her true form and punishes the prince for his lack of compassion by placing a curse on him, transforming him into a beast. The castle and all its inhabitants are also cursed. They are turned into enchanted objects, like Lumiere, Cogsworth, and Mrs. Potts. The prince will remain a beast unless he learns to love and be loved in return before the last petal of the enchanted rose falls, or he and his servants will remain cursed forever. The scene then shifts to a small, idyllic French village, where we meet Belle. Belle is a bright, independent young woman who feels out of place in the village because of her love for books and intellectual pursuits. The villagers find her odd and dismiss her for her unconventional behavior. Belle's father, Maurice, is an inventor, and the two have a close, loving relationship. Belle dreams of adventure and a life beyond the small town, yearning for something more exciting than her provincial life. We then meet Gaston, the handsome but arrogant and self-centered hunter who is determined to marry Belle. Gaston is admired by the villagers for his strength and bravado, but Belle is unimpressed by his advances, finding him rude and shallow. Gaston, with the help of his bumbling sidekick LeFou, tries to woo Belle, but she repeatedly turns him down. Gaston doesn't take rejection well and becomes even more determined to win her over, much to Belle's frustration. Maurice leaves the village to sell his latest invention at the market. On his journey, he gets lost in the woods and stumbles upon the beast's castle. Seeking shelter from the cold, Maurice enters the castle, where he meets some of the enchanted servants, including Lumiere and Cogsworth. They initially welcome him warmly, offering him food and warmth. However, when the beast discovers Maurice trespassing in the castle, he becomes furious and imprisons him in the castle's dungeon, believing Maurice is an intruder. Back in the village, Belle grows concerned when her father doesn't return from his journey. She sets out to find him, tracking his path through the forest. Eventually, Belle discovers the beast's castle and finds her father imprisoned in the dungeon. After finding him, Belle pleads with the beast to let him go. The beast refuses and orders Maurice to remain imprisoned. Belle, showing her bravery and love for her father, offers to take Maurice's place in the cell. Despite Maurice's protests, Belle insists. The beast agrees to the trade and Belle becomes the new prisoner. The enchanted servants, including Lumiere and Cogsworth, are intrigued by Belle, seeing her as the potential one who could break the curse. They recognize her arrival as a sign of hope. The beast releases Maurice and he returns to the village. Maurice desperately tries to get help from the villagers, explaining that his daughter has been taken by a beast and is being held captive in a castle. However, no one believes him. The villagers, including Gaston, mock him, thinking he is delusional. This rejection sets up a later conflict between Maurice and the villagers, especially Gaston. Now that Belle is a prisoner, the enchanted objects in the castle do their best to make her feel welcome. Lumiere and Cogsworth are eager to please her, hoping she will break the curse by falling in love with the beast. They prepare a room for her and try to make her stay comfortable. Belle is initially frightened and unsure about her situation, but her curiosity leads her to explore the castle. She also begins to form a connection with the enchanted staff, who are kind to her and show her the magic of the castle. Belle tries to adjust to her new life in the castle, but the beast's anger and isolation make it hard for her to warm up to him. She becomes determined to find a way to escape, even though the enchanted objects encourage her to give the beast a chance. Later, Lumiere, Cogsworth, Mrs. Potts, and the other enchanted objects put on a grand musical number to entertain Belle. The song Be Our Guest is a lavish spectacle, showing Belle the hospitality and magic of the castle as the enchanted objects dance and perform for her. This joyful and colorful scene highlights the enchanted servants' desire to impress Belle and make her feel welcome in the hope that she can be the one to break the curse. After the festivities, Belle explores more of the castle, driven by her curiosity. She stumbles upon the forbidden West Wing, where the beast has warned her not to go. In this part of the castle, Belle finds the enchanted rose, the symbol of the beast's curse. The rose is in a glass case, and its petals are slowly falling off. Belle is fascinated by the rose and reaches out to touch it, but before she can, the beast catches her in the West Wing. The beast becomes furious when he sees Belle in the West Wing, and he loses control of his temper. He yells at her, frightening her with his anger. This is a pivotal moment because it shows how the beast's inner turmoil and self-loathing are driving him to push people away, even when there's a chance for redemption. Scared and overwhelmed, Belle decides to leave the castle. She flees, determined to escape the beast and his anger. At this point, Belle has experienced both the wonder and the danger of the beast's world. While the enchanted objects have tried to make her feel welcome, the beast's inability to control his emotions causes her to flee. As Belle flees into the dark, snow-covered forest, determined to escape the beast's anger. However, as she tries to make her way through the woods, she is suddenly attacked by a pack of wolves. Just as Belle is about to be overtaken by the wolves, the beast comes to her rescue. He fights off the wolves in a brutal struggle, saving Belle but sustaining serious injuries in the process. Despite his earlier anger, the beast selflessly protects Belle, revealing a more compassionate side to his character. This moment is a turning point for Belle, as she sees the beast's vulnerability for the first time. After the beast is injured, Belle feels a sense of responsibility and gratitude. The dynamic between them begins to shift as they bond over their shared experiences. Belle starts to see that the beast is not just a monster, but someone capable of kindness and bravery. The beast in turn is touched by Belle's care and begins to open up emotionally. Over the next few days, Belle and the beast's relationship blossoms into friendship. They spend time together in the castle, sharing books from the library and getting to know each other. The beast shows Belle his massive library, which delights her. Belle's love for books and her curiosity about the world around her begin to rub off on the beast, as they bond over their shared intellectual interests. This marks a significant development in their relationship as the initial hostility fades and they begin to form a genuine connection. During the scene that features the song Something There, both Belle and the beast reflect on their changing feelings. The beast begins to realize he has feelings for Belle, and Belle starts to see the beast as someone more than just a creature. She sees the humanity in him. The next day, the beast invites Belle to a ball in the Grand Castle ballroom. The ballroom scene is a visually stunning and emotional moment, where Belle and the beast share a romantic dance. As they twirl across the ballroom floor to the song Beauty and the Beast, sung by Mrs. Potts, their connection deepens, and we see the possibility of love between them. Despite the growing affection between Belle and the beast, Belle remains concerned about her father, Maurice, who she left behind in the village. She doesn't know what has happened to him and fears for his safety. In a selfless act, the beast gives Belle the enchanted mirror, which allows her to see what is happening outside the castle. Through the mirror, Belle sees that Maurice is in danger. He has been captured by the villagers, who think he is mad because of his claims about the beast. The beast, realizing how much Belle cares for her father, makes the difficult decision to let her go. He tells her that she is free to leave the castle and return to her father, even though it means giving up the chance to break the curse. This is a pivotal moment for the beast, as it shows that he has learned to love someone else's happiness more than his own. After the beast lets Belle go to save her father, Belle rides Philippe back to the village to help Maurice. Meanwhile, the beast is left heartbroken and falls into despair, believing that Belle will never return and that he is doomed to live forever as a beast. He retreats to his tower, unwilling to fight for his life or his love. Upon arriving in the village, Belle finds her father being held captive by Monsieur Dark, the asylum keeper, at Gaston's request. Gaston plans to have Maurice committed to an asylum, so Belle will have no choice but to marry him. To save her father, Belle uses the enchanted mirror to reveal the beast to the villagers, proving that her father wasn't crazy. The villagers are shocked, but Gaston uses this as an opportunity to rally them into forming a mob to hunt the beast. At the castle, the enchanted objects, including Lumiere, Cogsworth, Mrs. Potts, and Plumette, prepare for the villagers' arrival. As the mob approaches, they set traps and get ready to defend their home. Once the mob reaches the castle, the enchanted objects spring into action, defending themselves with everything they have. Gaston, however, slips away from the main fight and heads to find the beast. While the fight rages on, Gaston confronts the beast, who is too heartbroken to care about defending himself. He has given up after letting Belle go, believing she would never return. Gaston ruthlessly attacks the beast, shooting and beating him, taunting him for not fighting back. The beast is in a state of deep despair and allows Gaston to nearly unalive him. Just as Gaston is about to deliver a fatal blow, Belle arrives at the castle. Seeing her gives the beast hope and a renewed sense of strength. He starts to fight back against Gaston, overpowering him easily. The beast shows restraint, however. Instead of killing Gaston, he spares his life, telling him to leave the castle. This moment highlights the beast's transformation and growth. As the beast climbs to be with Belle, Gaston takes one last opportunity to try to unalive him. He shoots the beast in the back, but this action causes the unstable part of the castle to crumble. Gaston loses his footing and falls to his death into a deep chasm below the castle. The beast, gravely wounded by Gaston's final attack, collapses as Belle reaches him. The last petal of the enchanted rose falls just as the beast takes his final breath. The curse appears to be irreversible, and Belle tearfully tells the beast that she loves him. Her love comes too late, or so it seems. The castle falls silent and the enchanted objects, now resigned to their fate, prepare to remain as inanimate objects forever. As everyone prepares to accept their fate, the mysterious enchantress, who cursed the prince years ago, quietly enters the scene. She has been disguised as Agatha, the beggar woman who had appeared earlier, watching the events unfold from the background. In a symbolic act, the enchantress raises her hand and brings magic back to the fallen rose. A glowing light begins to surround it as she revives the rose's petals, restoring its enchantment. This action reignites hope. By reviving the rose, the enchantress gives Belle's love the chance to break the curse. The beast's body is enveloped in a shimmering, golden light. He levitates off the ground, and his transformation begins. His fur and beastly features disappear, replaced by his human form. The magic heals his wounds and he is restored as the prince. The enchantment spreads throughout the castle. The servants, who had been losing their human essence, are also restored. Lumiere, Cogsworth, Mrs. Potts, and others regain their human bodies. The decayed and crumbling castle is revived to its former beauty and glory, its dark Gothic look turning into a bright and lively palace once again. The revived prince, now fully human, approaches Belle. There's a moment of recognition between them, as she realizes that the man before her is the beast she loved. The two share an emotional embrace, solidifying their love for each other. Make sure to like and subscribe for more notifications. Until next time, see you soon.